Okay. Let's get back to our first morning video. Today, I thought, and I'm sure I will do a rant video today because more than likely some shit out there will fucking piss me off. But for the morning video, I thought I would get back to where I started when I started this YouTube channel. And that is, I've been bodybuilding for over 20 years, okay? In that amount of time, I have taken off, multiple times, either saying I was done or just taking a hiatus, whatever, for 6-8 months at a time. Now, part of the reason is because, motivation gets lost, and bodybuilders get a bug. It's in us, okay, to be big, to want to be big, whatever, to be, or lean, or whatever, whatever your goal is, okay. Now, I just recently have taken off about 9 months, maybe even more. So in that time, I wasn't eating my 6 to 8 meals a day. I wasn't training at all. Just kind of hanging, riding my bikes, driving my cars, hanging with my friends, doing just daily, whatever you want to call it, fun stuff. I don't have a 9 to 5 because I'm blessed enough to not need one. And I do say blessed. I don't feel entitled or anything of that nature. But anyway, to get back to the topic, I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I've started. Because at this age, testosterone levels in the human body, as soon as you start going over 30, 35 years old, they drop. Now, if you're a person like me who's used PEDs or, common term steroids for multiple years, they'll drop even worse, because what happens when you use a PED is it replaces your body's natural production of said hormone, and sometimes when you use enough of it for a long enough period of time, like, your body won't bounce back, especially at this age. So in order to achieve, the things that I want to achieve in this, which is seeing if I can get back close to some of the sizes I've been before. Now, I don't expect it at almost 40 years old to get back up around 300 pounds. Now, I know I can, I know I could, but I also know, as you guys know, I knew Rich Piana. He was a friend of mine. I wasn't like a fan, like, we knew each other. Now, I know that Rich was doing whatever it takes. I always supported him in that. I share in his body dysmorphia issues. Never view ourselves as big enough. Now, Rich obviously had a lot more fucking subscribers than I ever will. A lot more views on his videos than I ever will. He was actually making money on this and doing things. So, like, Rich did a few things that probably he would not have done if it wasn't to show the masses that it could be done. So, like, yeah, I could get back up to 300 pounds. I'm sitting at about 256 this morning on the scale, so I'll go to bed at probably about 260, 262. Now, it would be very easy for me to do that, but in terms of health and this and that, I'm looking more towards getting back up around like 280. I've never not had a six-pack show. I've never been you know, had that much body fat. So like, if I can get to 280 and still have a six-pack showing at 39 years old, I'll be happy with that. Now, my arms are still 19 inches at the biggest they've ever been. They were close to 22. Muscle memory is a great thing, okay? Muscle memory is something that, like, when you have been big, you stop training for a while, you restart training, your muscles come back a lot faster because they want to be the size they were. Like, they remember. That's why they call it muscle memory. You know what I mean? Now, also a big factor is the mind and muscle connection. Like, when you're doing your sets and reps, you don't just run through some bullshit and, like, you know, move around weight. Like, you have to have a mind and muscle connection. It's very important. Other things that are important, like on my daily regimen of, like, this is vitamins, okay? These are all the vitamins I take. We got, you know, liver supports in there, cholesterol, vitamin C, some shark cartilage, a heart pack, you know, your basic daily multis and things like that. Now, here we have 2 Anadrol, a D-ball, and a couple of Anavar. Now, I said I wasn't going to do PEDs for the first month, and, you know, liar me, one of the things that happens when you get the bodybuilding bug back is you want to do it faster. So, like, I've had connections for these things for, you know, years. Very, very easy for me to find really good quality stuff. I made one phone call to a gentleman that I've been training, not with, but around. Like, we did used to train as partners, but, like, I like to train by myself. I called him. I was like, hey, do you still? And he was like, yeah, I have. You know, what do you need? And I did briefly say in a video, because there was a video made about Rich, and it's like him and Sarah, whatever the fuck her butt ugly man voice fucking meth head mouth bitch was, you know, like, secretly recording Rich, allegedly, you know, like, selling Anavar. Now, she wants to call Rich a drug dealer. Now, if you're a bodybuilder in the bodybuilding community, you know that we all, you know, trade or sell stuff back and forth. That is a drug dealer is not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have a different opinion on that, but, like, the fact of the matter is like, when you're in the gym as a bodybuilder, you have other friends that are bodybuilders. If you need something they have, you might get it from them, and vice versa, okay? Like, that doesn't make Rich a drug dealer or a steroid peddler or, like, the fucking steroid king of fucking, you know, Southern California or Florida or anything like that. Like, Rich, I believe on the video he had sold, like, I believe it was like 3 bottles of Anavar and, like, 1 from before. Like, the, you know, like, was kind of distorted audio, but, like, he was saying, so basically he's saying that's 3 and 1 from before, so, like, 4 Anavar, you know, like, big deal, you know what I mean? We all do that shit. Does that make you a drug dealer? I don't think so. I think, you know, when I, you know, hear the word drug dealer, I see the person who is selling, you know, coke or heroin or fucking meth or pills or, you know, shit, whatever fucking new fancy shit drugs there are out there on the market these days, and that's what they do for a living. Now, when I say that's what they do for a living, I mean, I believe that's the difference between what they're doing and what we're doing. See, if we're trading back and forth to the benefit of each other, we're not selling drugs, okay? if I'm buying a particular like PED substance from one of my friends from the gym, the only reason I'm paying him for that is because he paid for it. Like, he's not making a fucking profit, and vice versa. Like, if I sell somebody a couple of bottles of test, it's because I obviously had to pay for them at some point. So, like, you know, and hey, sometimes we do just give stuff to each other. Like, there's been times where, like, guys have been like, hey, man, I'm not going to do this anymore, or whatever, this, that, whatever, and they, like, don't, they're just not doing it, and they have given stuff to me for free. I actually have given a few bottles of stuff to a particular friend of mine for free in the past, but generally what I'm saying is we're not drug dealing, we're just recouping the money that we have spent when somebody needs something that we have. So, like, say for instance, I spend $45-$50 on a bottle of Enanthate, or Prope, or Sip, or whatever, or fucking Deca, or, you know, Tren, whatever it may be, and somebody wants one, I'm only gonna, like, ask them for the money that I paid for it in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go, oh yeah, I got a bottle of fucking Prope for $50 and I'll give it to you for $100. Now that, I feel, would kind of make me a bit of a drug dealer, because then I'd be making like these large scale profits off of, you know, what I was doing. Now, in recouping your money, just because, you know, that's kind of something that, you know, common sense, like, I'm not just going to go buy everybody in the gym juice, and they're not going to do that for me. So, yeah, we might go back and forth and do these types of things, but I personally, and you might disagree, and if you do, as you know, I don't give a shit. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I don't believe that makes us a drug dealer. So, back to the topic at hand. I originally was going to do some pro hormones. Now, that's kind of controversial too, because a lot of people say, oh, that's garbage, that's crap. Well, in my last 20 some odd years experience in bodybuilding, I've had great results with certain pro hormones, especially some of the stuff from LG Labs, you know, and then, like, you know, some of the stuff from the 90s that obviously we can't get anymore was really good. You know, one that was, you know, really controversial, called Really Dangerous, and it probably was really dangerous, was Superdrol. And, like, you know, some companies still make a substance and they call it Superdrol, but it's not the original formula, trust me. So anyway, I've decided to start a little bit of PEDs, just because things are feeling heavy to me. It's not like it's been in the past. So, like my late friend Rich, I try always to be really honest in my videos. So, I give my honest opinions, and I tell the truth the way I see it. And the fact of the matter is I've decided to start a light regimen of PEDs, just to, you know, get my body's, like, strength back, and get a little bit of size a little bit quicker. Now, I'm always going to have to make this in 2 parts, but I want everybody to know, like, doing PEDs is not what makes people, you know, professional bodybuilders. There's a lot of work involved. There's your sleep, your meals. Okay, first of all, your meals are first and foremost your most important thing. Sleep would come second. You know, along the list of things that I think are important to becoming successful and growing, PEDs are probably like 4 or 5 on the list. Okay, I'm probably gonna make a second part to this, but Right now I'm going to take my vitamins and my few pills here, and I'll get right back to the topic at hand.